But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Erik. I'm really excited to hear what Erik's got to say as well as an alumni. So I'm going to go dark. I'm going to go silent. I'm going to, first of all, stop sharing. I'm going to go on mute and off video, and I'm going to listen intently to Erik because I'm really interested in hearing what he's got to say.
Thanks, Julian. Is that coming up clearly for everyone on the call?
Yes, Erik.
Oh, look, I think what I would like to do for everyone in the audience today is just give you an idea of what my personal journey has looked like, and give you a snapshot of what my life looks like today. Yeah, so I'll just dive right into it. Just a few photos there for you to look at, which sort of outlines what I'll be talking about this afternoon. So first, that picture on the left is a picture of me with my father. My father is a UNSW alumnus himself, and we have different paths or different inspirations for when we pursue our educational life. And for me, it was aspirational in one aspect, in trying to follow in my father's footsteps. He's always been an advocate for higher degree learning, and particularly getting a degree abroad. And then for myself, I also had a plan. I had already been working in the Philippines for about 5 years in financial services, and I wanted to use that time to then figure out what I want to specialize in after those 5 years, and that led me down the path of applying for a master's in commerce in UNSW. Luckily, I was accepted, and I was supported by my family through that journey. I landed in Australia in July 2015 to begin my studies, and finished up on July 2017. There on the middle picture is a photo of me during graduation day. I guess I just want to talk about how UNSW has provided me an opportunity to personally develop myself, not just from an academic standpoint strictly, but Julian talked about how UNSW is a vibrant community, which allows you to interact with international students like yourself, ability to interact with people of the academe, and some of the professors are also part of industry professionals themselves, so that gives a good insight to what your life could become once you finish up your studies. So what I really liked was the blended learning that UNSW offered. It's a mix of coursework, a mix of self-study, a mix of online learning tools, which going into the workforce, that's a reality. There'll be different ways that you'll be working. You'll be working with people on the ground. You'll be working online. So it gives you a little bit of experience in that space, while tuning your particular field of interest or vocation. The UNSW is also a nice sort of cross section of what life outside the academe is like. You get to interact with all sorts of people, other international students, like I said. You're able to learn the Australian way of life. So you're able to learn the Australian values, and just get an understanding of what I would call a national psyche of Australia is like, and which will help you in when you start looking for work and being part of a community, and it just helps you integrate faster. obviously, one of the biggest things that studying in UNSW has allowed me to do is to actually work in Australia. I currently live in Australia. I'm situated in Sydney, just about 20 minutes from the city. It's not too bad. It's really good. Um, and yeah, I've been here since 2015, and I'm now here with my wife, couple of friends who've also made the move over here. So we have a little community of friends and family. Um, and yeah, let me just transition over to the next slide here, which is a good segue into what my professional career looks like here in Australia. There we go. So a couple of pictures there. Let's just go through each of them. On the far left is me and my wife. I think that was shortly after my graduation. We just went back to UNSW to take in the experience all over again. That second picture is me with my adoptive Australian family, Angela and Frank Klassen, who really helped me throughout my studies, and yeah, it was my family here when I was studying. At the bottom there is my friend Tom and his wife Amy. He was another international student who I met, and eventually, you know, our friendship blossomed. And that picture there is actually me witnessing their wedding in one of the suburbs here in Parramatta. It was a really touching moment. And then the last two pictures here on the right are just, you know, some company events at my firm, Grant Thornton. I'm particularly proud of the one on the far right. That picture is just after having won a bowling competition with my colleagues, so it was pretty fun. So, look, currently I'm working in Grant Thornton. I'm a management consultant. Grant Thornton also has a what do you call this? It's known as Punong Bayan Araulio / Grant Thornton in the Philippines, and I work in the technology consulting practice. And I've been with the firm almost immediately after graduation. I've been there, so I've never jumped ship. I'm still in the practice. I'm part of the technology consulting practice there, and I lead the data and analytics space where we play in the mid-market space. We help we help mid-level companies to achieve their growth ambitions. That's from a people, process, and technology perspective. And currently, it allows me to pursue my passion in the areas of business modeling and financial analysis. We are able to deliver some really interesting solutions that leverage data and analytics tools and automation technology. So it's into that bleeding edge sort of space where it's all about data. And also, I'm involved in leading and shaping the future of that practice. I'm involved in our hiring. I'm involved in identifying talent and developing and mentoring our junior members. And also, it affords me the ability to then be exposed in various industries, particularly health and aged care, financial services, fast-moving consumer goods, manufacturing, and education. And one thing that I really like, and it's a good sort of comparison to, you know, the life in the academe as part of UNSW, where we're learning. My work requires me to be learning every day. So it's always challenging because we're looking out for clients, where we're looking out for the incentives or the outcomes for C-suite executives, and we see the effects to the Australian community firsthand, which is the result of the work that we do. Apart from that, just want to give a little bit of an idea of what life is like in Australia now that I'm working and living here. So I would describe it as, you know, Monday to Friday. It can get pretty hectic with work, but it is fulfilling work, and you know we put in some time for exercise and all of that between that. And then and on a day like this, like the weekend, it's really nice. I really can't complain. It's just simple, relaxing, and typically my wife and I will connect with family and friends, get involved in our communities. I'm part of a basketball association here in Sydney. Um, I'm also part of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association here in Sydney. Yeah, so typically on the weekends, we'll just look for places to eat, pick out a beach that we'll go to. And yeah, it's a really good life so far. That's it for me. Happy to jump into that Q&A session. Hand it over back to Manette here.